no idea. My image of you is totally changed now.
What do you want, Sarah? I am a divorcee, but it really has nothing to do with you. And what do you mean by the fact that your image of me has changed?
You're a divorcee in your 40s, and you're currently single. Doesn't that make you depressed? I feel sorry for you. Your life is basically over.
There's no need for you to pity me. I'm happy with my life. Don't try to feel better about yourself by putting me down and criticizing me. And just to let you know, I'm not in my 40s yet. I'm 37.
Okay, whatever. 37 is still old. You're 10 years older than me.
Well, everyone ages. You may be younger than me, but your youth won't last.
But I'm still young and pretty, unlike you. By the way, I'm engaged! I think my looks and youth had something to do with it.
Well, if your future husband is marrying you for your age and looks, I'm not sure that your marriage will last. Besides, being 27 doesn't make you special. There are many other people your age or younger. But congratulations on your engagement. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I'm very happy. But no need to congratulate me. I felt like being congratulated by someone like you would give me bad luck.
It's a pretty rude thing to say to me, you know? I won't give you any bad luck. You have nothing to worry about.
Well, you're a 37-year-old divorcee. Your existence in and of itself is bad luck.
What is your problem? What did I ever do to you? Why are you texting me in the first place?
I'm sorry, I was just being honest.
You should learn to keep some of those negative thoughts to yourself. It's called etiquette. A few days later.
Mia! I had no idea that you're getting married too. Why didn't you tell me the other day? Why would you keep it a secret?
I never felt that we were very close and I didn't feel the need to share this with you. Well, now you know.
Isn't it so funny that we're getting married at the same time? Who knew you could find new love at your age? Who's the guy that was desperate enough to want to marry a divorcee like you? I hope that it's not a fraud.
It's not. You don't need to worry about me.
How are you so sure about that? You're old and ugly. Who'd want to be married to you? You should really get a close look of yourself in the mirror. Oh, by the way, I have a surprise for you.
I already know that it's not the good kind. Just tell me what it is. I want to get it over with.
I'm getting married on the same day as you. Isn't that so exciting? Now our colleagues will get to choose which wedding they want to be at.
Why in the world would you do something so idiotic like that?
Well, now it'll be clear who everyone likes at the office. Then you could see that you're not as great as you think that you are.
This is outrageous! How could you do such a thing? We shouldn't make our colleagues choose between us.
You're only saying that because you know that everyone will choose me. I mean, I'm the young and pretty one here. Everyone loves me.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. I admire your optimism, though. Look, this isn't a popularity contest, and I think that it's a really bad idea to get married on the same day. If we don't get married on the same day, we can attend each other's weddings. Isn't that better?
Hey, you're the one that had to get engaged at the same time as me. If anything, I should be mad at you for all of this. Everyone's going to come to my wedding, so you won't have any guests at yours except for maybe your family.
You're being really immature here.
I guess you're lucky in a way. You only need to rent out a small space for your wedding.
I can't believe that you went out of your way to change your wedding date so last minute. You must really hate me or love me. You shouldn't be plotting against me. You should concentrate on having a nice wedding.
I'll still have a fabulous wedding. I won't regret any of it. Besides, no one wants to see you in a wedding dress. I'm doing everyone a favor.
Is there a need for you to be so cruel to me? I don't deserve to be treated like this. You didn't have to text me to tell me that you're getting married on the same day as me.
I didn't want you to be shocked when no one showed up at your wedding. I guess it doesn't matter. It's not even your first wedding. I'm sure that you'll have a lovely and intimate wedding. Don't feel bad about the fact that your wedding won't be as lavish as mine.
Have you been paying attention to me at all? You're going to regret this decision.
I won't. You'll be the one with regrets. I assure you. No one's going to show up at your wedding. People at our office are congratulating you about your engagement, but they're only being polite. You shouldn't take them so seriously.
Fine, have it your way. You're not going to listen to anything that I have to say anyway. I don't have time to waste talking to you. Changing your wedding date so last minute is going to end up costing you a lot of money. Don't say that I didn't warn you.
You don't need to worry about me. You should be worrying about yourself. Have a nice wedding. I know that I will.
Yeah, whatever.
It's a pity for you that we're getting married on the same day. I'm sorry for taking all of your guests. They all want to come to my wedding and not yours.
Yes, you mentioned that. I'll be fine.
Are you sure about that?
Let me just warn you one last time, though. You should take a look at the company newsletter before you go ahead with your wedding. If you still want to get married on the same day as me, even after reading the newsletter, I won't say anything more. See you tomorrow.
Mia? What's going on? Have your wedding guests arrived already?
What do you want? I'm busy.
All of my guests are a no-show. Did something bad happen at the office? Is that why no one could make it to my wedding?
I guess you never read the company newsletter.
What?
You lost, Sarah, and I won. You see, everyone chose to come to my wedding and not yours.
I don't get it.
All of my guests have arrived and I'm getting ready to start my wedding.
Why would our colleagues go to your wedding and not mine? One of my colleagues texted me something strange earlier. They said that I was insane for missing the wedding of our company president. What does that even mean? Did you know that our company president was also getting married today?
Yes, I knew that. I'm the one that's getting married to him, and we're about to start our wedding.
What? I don't believe that.
Since I'm marrying the company president, it makes sense that all of our colleagues would be at my wedding and not yours. We have a ton of guests. It's going to be a huge ceremony. That's why I told you it wouldn't be a good idea for you to get married on the same day as me, but you didn't want to listen.
Oh, I see. I finally understand what you've been trying to tell me. So that's why all of our colleagues didn't take me seriously when I told them that I was getting married on the same day as you.
Well, it's your fault for not reading the company newsletter or paying attention to anything that people have been telling you at the office. How could you work for the company and not know that I was getting married to the company president? How clueless are you? I mean, everyone else at the office knew. That's all that everyone's been talking about. Weren't you paying any attention?
I guess I was too focused on my own wedding. And I was late to one of our morning meetings, so I probably missed the big news.
I see. Sucks for you, doesn't it? Perhaps you should try to come to work on time. You're always late. Everyone in the office has been complaining about it. They say that you're really irresponsible.
I had no idea that's how everyone felt about me.
I thought that I was the only one that you didn't send out an invitation to, but when I checked, none of our colleagues have received a wedding invitation from you. Why is that?
Well, I told everyone that I was getting married, so I figured that I didn't have to send out the invitations. I thought that they'd show up. I didn't want to waste my money sending out the wedding invitations to people in the office that I see every day.
But if you formally wanted to invite them to your wedding, you should have sent out those invitations. No one knew if your wedding was happening for real because they didn't see any invitations go out.
But they said to my face that they would all come to my wedding. And I gave them the date and the venue, so I figured they were all coming. I never knew that they were expecting to be formally invited.
Well, that's how a wedding usually works. You don't just confirm people's attendance verbally. And no one believed that you were crazy enough to plan your wedding on the same day as the company president's. So it was inevitable that no one showed up at your wedding.
I can't believe that. I thought that everyone was coming to my wedding, so I made all the arrangements.
Well, that's a shame.
You don't even care, do you? Don't you see how badly I'm hurt by all this? I beg you, could you please ask everyone to come to my wedding instead? My wedding's gonna be so much fun!
I can't do that. It's not only my wedding, but also the company president's. I don't think that any of our colleagues would ditch the company president's wedding to go to yours.
But I've worked really hard to plan my wedding. What am I supposed to do now? This wedding is costing me a lot of money, too. What would my other guests think if I had 50 empty seats that were reserved for my colleagues? What is my fiancé and his family going to think of me? They're not going to be happy about all of this.
I guess you'll need to figure out a way to fix this then. You made fun of the fact that I'm a divorcee, so I can't help but feel that you deserve this. I'm not the only pathetic one here. I mean, you planned a big wedding and 50 of your guests aren't going to show up, and your husband is going to be very upset with you. I wouldn't be surprised if your fiancé asked you to call off your wedding.
You're really enjoying this right now, aren't you? I don't ever want to become a pathetic divorcee like you. Don't curse me!
What's so wrong with being a divorcee anyway? You should have never made fun of me because of it. I got married to my first husband in my 20s, and we decided to get divorced, but I have no regrets. It's better than staying in a loveless marriage. You had no right to make me feel bad for the decision that I made about my own life. You should focus on your own life instead of criticizing mine. Why would you think to compare yourself to me in the first place?
I actually don't know why either. But I'm in trouble now. Please help me. What am I supposed to do about all the empty seats at my wedding? This is not the time for you to be lecturing me. And I can't believe that you're getting married to the company president.
You're probably envious of the fact that I'm going to have a happy marriage and that my husband happens to be very wealthy. But you don't know how hard I've worked for everything in my life up until now. I think that my hard work is finally paid off. Can you say the same about yourself?
Well, I'm not so sure.
Well, you should stop looking down on other people just because they're different from you. Not only are you hurting those people's feelings, but I don't think that you gain any happiness from your actions. I think that you'll find that you'll feel better about yourself if you were more considerate towards others.
Okay, I won't be so critical of others and I'll work on being more considerate. So could you please do me a big favor by coming to my wedding? You should bring your fiancé and all your wedding guests. It'll be a big party! Or we could have a collective wedding. What do you think?
I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I've been preparing for this day for months, and I can't make any last-minute changes. I'm sorry, but I have to get going. My wedding's about to start.
So you're not going to help me then? I can't believe this is happening to me.
There really isn't anything that I can help you with. Have a nice day, Sarah.
I'm not going to have a nice day if most of my guests are not going to show up.
You should have listened to me, but you didn't want to. You just assumed that whatever I said was irrelevant to you. You never took me seriously. I'll see you at work next week. Bye. Mia had a gorgeous and lovely wedding surrounded by family, friends, and colleagues. As for Sarah, she had 50 empty seats at her venue, and the wedding guests that actually showed up felt uncomfortable. Sarah's fiancé and his family asked her why so many guests decided not to come to the wedding. When she told them the reason, they were shocked to say the least. Sarah's fiancé was disappointed in her for changing their wedding date over something so trivial, and their marriage was off to a rocky start. It looks like they might even be headed for a divorce, which is something that Sarah hadn't wished for at all. Sarah was also too embarrassed to go back to work after what happened, and she decided to quit her job. We're left to wonder why she made such a big deal out of Mia being a divorcee. Was it really worth all the work that she put in to try to make Mia's life miserable? Probably not.